You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone. Hello and welcome to Indefinite Lunch and Infinite Combinations, number 204, where we're exploring all of the Twilight Zone, and we're still going through those hour-long season 4 episodes, and you kind of feel it with the hour this time. We've got an episode called No Time Like the Past. And so joining us to talk about the episode, we've got Scotty R37. Hello.
Hello.
And how are you?
I am well.
Good. And also Lawrence from the Wayfair Project. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, Jill. It looks like people are still trying to change the past. They haven't read their H.G. Wells yet.
Right, exactly. In that story, he tries to save his fiance, but he cannot change that either, can he? And so I'd like to say hello to people in the chat. We've got you. Wait a minute.
You.
Why did that play? That usually plays when there's a super chat, but there's not one.
Oh, you've got notifications going on that we can't hear. 200 quatloons.
Yeah. Well, how did you know it happened if you can't hear it?
Because I know, I've been around for a little bit. I know what happens and how you react. Because I'm in your head, Jill. I'm in your head.
That's wild. Okay, anyway. That's a little scary. We're in the Twilight Zone, though, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah. And Gavin was first, of course.
Hey, Gavin.
And Snortapoopus is here. Great to see you guys. Also, Carl is here. Hello. Voigtlander, Carl Voigtlander. Great to see you.
Oh.
Get with the black and white, Lauren.
Yeah.
you don't have to.
I knew how.
Okay. It's it's under visual effects, but filters, but it's you don't have to.
On StreamYard.
Yeah, on StreamYard.
Okay, cool.
So
all right.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about.
I was looking at that, the B and W. I didn't notice you guys were black and white, so I was just like, "What's the B and W?" Maybe they had a problem with me and the past changing things. So maybe it's like get with the program. The backwards and whatever theory says you can change the past. I don't know. I just show up.
Well, and big ups to you, Jill, on calling or titling your thumbnail "An Immutable Past." I thought that was both meta and appropriate. That's fantastic because I do enjoy this. It reminded me of. Did you ever see the remake with Guy Pearce of The Time Machine, and his fiancée dies?
Oh yeah.
And then he's going back and back and back to try and change that, and then he's like, maybe I can find the answers in the future. And I liked that, and it was just finding something when your initial plan fails. And so I liked this aspect of it. In fact, there were a couple of things, and I was like, did people rip this off? And I was like, yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably, because this was the episode that wasn't all that exciting, but it had some very interesting ideas. So it has some very good and clever dialogue, but also I could see how people would not be drawn to it because it isn't as dramatically enticing as other Twilight Zone episodes.
Well, it is kind of the same thing that I felt when it was the Robert Duvall episode, is that there's a lot of in that one, there was a lot of character development in the first half, and then there was the ramifications and the Twilight Zone-y stuff that happens in the second half. And in this one, it's like the first half sets up the science fiction premise, and then the second half is like, okay, so what do you do with this when you found out that the first half isn't going to work? So the second half is where your salvation lay.
The second half was good. I like that part. The first half was just kind of like, okay, we need
it's
this.
a little bit goofy.
We need this to set up the purpose, but it is
well,
goofy.
and this the first half of the episode has a lot of the same problems that Star Trek Generations has, where you go to the past to try to change something, but you go only a little bit before the problem starts. Like,
yeah, I know. It's like, man, he doesn't have much time to get the people out of Hiroshima here.
Everything that he does, and so we're gonna get to the episode now. We've got these screen caps, and we want to show them a little bigger here. And so, No Time Like the Past first aired on March 7th, 1963. It was written by Rod Serling and directed by Justice Adis. And and so we've got some actors here. We've got Paul Driscoll, played by Dana Andrews, and Abigail by Patricia Breslin. Who plays Harvey?
We
is that
actually have
Professor
a
Elliot
family
Malcolm?
connection there too.
Malcolm
With,
Atterbury. Oh, really?
We have a family connection there with Dana Andrews. His little brother stars in next week's episode.
Oh, nice.
The
That's
parallel.
pretty cool.
Yeah, the name's Steve Forrest, so you could tell they did name changes and stuff in in their Hollywooding.
Did I say hello to Poopus? Hey, Poopus.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, we got a different director of photography. That's weird. Robert W. Pitak. The notes didn't really say anything about that.
Patak.
Oh,
He's
Patak.
a Patak.
Excuse me.
How dare you use such language in front of a lady? Only a Varul would do such a thing.
Okay, so also a number of musical cues were taken from House on K Street, which is a musical score by Bernard Herrmann, and I guess it was an unsold script for something for CBS. And so
the score didn't stand out until the hymn at the end. A little bit of the Japanese music
was good because it was of the time, because the Star Spangled Banner wasn't the official anthem yet. And so this episode, of course, deals with time travel. It's a bit of a loopy time travel, which means, it's predetermined. You can try to make all the changes you want, but you're not exactly not gonna do anything. Can't. So first we get to look at the time machine itself. So let's check that out. I need to make this a little more seamless.
It's too bad. Because I was getting kind of like Quantum Leap vibes off of this.
Me too.
But nobody learned anything. Like, everybody was like, the first one, everybody dies. The second one, nobody really knows what was happening. The third one, everybody dies. And it's like, oh, okay, so he didn't do nothing.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly that. I had that in my notes too, that this is like Quantum Leap, except he can't do anything.
Yeah.
the worst Quantum Leap ever.
Like the closest, well, we'll get there when we get there.
And so he apparently, his picture needs to be solid before he can time travel. It's fuzzy right now, so they have to wait a few minutes.
We're clarifying you.
And Harvey is at the controls for his friend, so I guess he's just like a friendly scientist, but he's afraid of Paul. He's afraid for Paul's life, but Paul says, "Oh, don't worry about it. If I die, I'm just insignificant anyway." I'm just a protesting member of the race because he's not happy with the 20th century. He doesn't like the fact that he could be annihilated at any moment, or other people. Just global nuclear war is a scary thing to him, and he doesn't like it.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
Doctor Who rejected Harvey because he was American, so he had
Oh,
to
really?
go with this guy for time travel. Yeah.
Harvey's helping Paul, but he's afraid of the risks he's taking. But Paul says, "Oh, but did you drink milk this morning? How much strontium 90 was in your milk tonight or this morning?" And I was like, "Wait, is this Fallout? What are we talking about?" And apparently, there are small traces of lots of different chemicals in your food and water, that one included. But usually, unless you're
Oh,
in
even back then, huh?
Chernobyl,
Well,
well, they
especially
were.
back then.
Especially back then, because that's when they were actually doing the tests. But unless you're
Oh,
like in Chernobyl, the amounts won't be significant.
well,
But
nowadays they just put industrial waste in it.
yeah, exactly. It's even worse now. So there you go. And you don't have to worry about
M-
the strontium
Yeah,
as much.
microplastics.
Right. BPA, everything. And so it was kind of neat to find out. Of course, strontium itself is in lots of things, not the radioactive kind, but the non-radioactive is used in lots of products. And it's extremely abundant. It's in fireworks and dishes. And I got in a tangent. I went on a rabbit hole about this chemical.
Don't eat
It's
your fireworks, folks.
yes. But anyway, the key to this is he's saying you're in danger anyway. So we're gonna fix this, so that you don't have these chemicals in your food and stuff like that. And people won't die in mass. Also, war is
Well,
bad.
yeah. Yep.
But this also caused, I know I'm still on the milk thing, but this also caused a drama with the Metropolitan Dairy Institute.
Oh,
And
no.
so they were like, "Okay, I understand what you're trying to do with the story, but why do you have to single milk out? Now it looks like a bad guy. And so what are you doing here?" And Serling says, "I wasn't trying to do that. It was just I drink milk all the time. I'm a avid milk drinker."
Thanks, Homelander.
Uh,
Oh no, not that kind of milk. Let's not say that Rod does that.
But that's also interesting that Rod Serling would point that out as well, considering his 11D cigarettes a day.
yeah.
Food's bad for you. Anybody got a Chesterfield? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make the milk come out your nose, Jill.
Well, it's coffee, so
Okay.
there is
Milk.
milk in it, though. Yes. This live stream is not sponsored
No.
by the Dairy Corporation. But then we get into a debate about the violent nature of humanity, which too often chooses war, which of course is one of Serling's favorite topics, having been in war himself, and so
Yep.
he knows it. It's
Well,
a
he was a
deeply personal thing for
paratrooper.
him.
So
And
he used to come down from the skies with weaponry. So
before we continue, we've got to say
that'll
hello.
affect you.
Yeah, well, it definitely has. And usually when he puts that into a story, it's a really great story. But he's done it before, and he's doing it again here. So this is like a replay. Gorilla's Random Thought says, "Gotti, why are you on the stream instead of getting off your ass and fighting the fires? If the smoke doesn't stop, we'll put a 200% turret on that Supergirl doll you want." What, Gorilla?
Well, I don't think there's go for it. Yeah, no, I don't know. Like I'm not responsible for wildfires. And on behalf of the Canadian government, I apologize for their ineptitudes.
Mhm.
But interestingly
Yeah.
enough, yes, yesterday there were more tariffs introduced. And it was like, and I'm sitting here because I'm not necessarily pleased with my government. I'm just like, good. I don't care.
Well, I
Wow.
mean, that's just like this. It's like Scotty's not responsible for what the Canadian government does, and neither is every human being responsible for what some of the warmongers do in our world.
Yes.
True. Exactly. Agreed. And Phantom Outsider says the government used to rest baby teeth to check strontium 90 levels. What do you mean rest baby teeth?
Test baby teeth?
Oh, test
Yeah,
baby
probably.
teeth. Okay,
Mhm.
that makes more sense. Right.
Yeah, and not like forcibly removing their
Yeah,
teeth,
no,
but
right. They
like
just
after
fall
the
And
out.
fact.
putting them to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what.
I imagine before you put it under your pillow for the tooth fairy.
Yes.
It gets some
Before, I was going to say the tooth fairy is the government.
Oh, shit.
They would pay you so they could drop it in
They
cola.
pay you for body parts.
There you go.
Ah, is it the organ fairy in China?
Yes, it is. It is. You would have extra spleen, and then you put it under your pillow. And all right.
GroupCon says that the speech at the dinner table is incredible. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll
Oh,
get to
yeah.
that a little bit later. And Shrubby is here. Give me your tea, small child. Oh yeah, that's why you got to put some money under that.
You get a
pillow.
second set.
Yeah, it can't be the government because the tooth fairy gives money. Okay, so wait. So what?
Yeah, the government would
And
tax you for its removal.
and then we get Paul's philosophy on life. He says we live in a cesspool, a septic tank, a gigantic sewage complex, in which runs
Damn.
the dregs, the filth, the misery-laden slop of the race of men. And that's just he's not too happy.
Is that XCOM?
Yes. It's early. This is the first tweet ever.
Yes, this is before social media. It was just being social. Was the a vile pit of scum and villainy.
The other line, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'll read a few parts of it. He is a scientifically advanced monkey who walks upright with eyes wide open into an abyss of his own making. Wow, some of this dialogue is amazing, even though the episode is strange. But yeah, he goes on about this for a while.
Well,
Calling it insane.
We didn't have a great start. Basically, all humans are born into the animal kingdom where you got to kill each other to survive.
Yeah, then that's Harvey's argument. He says, "Did it ever occur to you that these scientifically advanced monkeys make bombs as a simple expedient for survival, especially essentially to protect themselves from the other advanced monkeys because they keep going on with this monkey thing."
Remember that episode of The Simpsons where they get rid of all the weapons and then finally they rediscover the stick with the nail in it? It's like, all right, well, we got our next technology. We can start killing each other again.
Yeah, and that gets rid of the aliens. That's so funny.
Yes.
Seeing Mo chase the aliens with the stick and that's it. They're okay again.
Yeah. Well, it's just like the firearm thing. It's not the weapon itself, it's the person using it.
Yeah.
And it's not all of humanity. I don't know. I think maybe Serling wasn't putting all of himself into this. He wanted to make the character a little bit more, I guess, extreme to show why he has the motivations to do what he does.
Well, and out of the three things that he attempts, two of them are warnings, and one of them is direct removal of an antagonist. Before we get there, I don't want to be too obvious.
Once again, like Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, not happy with the 20th century, he's going to fix everything. And so he's going to go back and change the past as he's going to try to do it anyway. And so now the time machine is ready to go. You can actually see his face now. Let's see.
We're ready.
Oh, okay, I can't. Yeah, we're ready.
We're ready to send you now.
And Psyche Opera's here. He's saying hi to everybody.
Hey,
hello, lady.
And Carlos.
And Carlos Beach. Just
Quick,
FYI, this alien is not scared of a stick with a nail in it.
you will be.
All right, so no time like the past. Oh, we got the opening credits. Hey,
Opening
we made it.
narration, yeah.
Opening narration, you know what I mean. All right,
Well, they had
so let's
right
do
after
that.
the title, there were 2 credits for Serling himself as the writer and the director, Justice. Good old Justice.
Yeah, so the
But
time travel effect is done with lots of smoke enveloping Paul as he's transported not only through time but also through space, because he starts in America obviously and ends up in Japan. And
yes.
so this is kind of like the Wayback Machine, except you don't walk into it.
Are we going to do the opening narration?
Are we going to play the
Sure.
musical interlude that set up Japan?
Okay. Do you want to do the opening or the closing, Scott?
I'll do the closing because I think it's harder, so I'm willing to F it up.
Yay. Okay. Exit 1, Paul Driscoll, a creature of the 20th century. He puts to a test a complicated theorem of space-time continuum, but he goes a step further, or tries to. Shortly, he will seek out 3 moments of the past in a desperate attempt to alter the present. One of the odd and fanciful functions in a shadowland known as the Twilight Zone. No, chopstick music intensifies. So
Yeah, no, it's not that though. It's more like a Japanese bathhouse music. It's not like ba da 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 because that's more,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they did
Yeah,
all
that would
right
have.
with it. I was just
Yeah.
having a little fun,
Mhm.
because it
Yeah, I thought
still
the music
was.
was good.
It was trying to tell you where they're at and set the mood, kind of. And it's like, all right.
But that is where he starts. He starts in Japan, and we're going to, yeah, just a few hours, specifically 6 hours before Hiroshima is hit with a atomic weapon. And he'll this is the start of him only giving himself a few hours, and in those few hours he gets stuck in prison for a while. So he's not able to do anything until a few minutes before the bomb goes
Yeah, you're
off.
not allowed to just pop into existence there.
Yeah. Yeah. So and then given himself such little time, he doesn't have a very good chance of convincing anyone of anything. And he gives himself just no time to do that. And it's hard to take it seriously because he keeps doing this, like, this isn't the last time he does this. You think he'd learn his lesson, but no, I guess not. But Paul, yeah, he just struggles with this entire time. The Japanese officer, of course, doesn't believe him. He even gets a phone call. Hey, there's a plane. Oh, just one little biplane. That's not gonna hurt anybody.
Biplane.
Didn't he say biplane? Oh wait, what kind of plane was it? Let me
I
see.
don't know. I've just all of a sudden thought of a propeller. Well, yeah, you had. Oh, I guess it could have been. I don't know what.
No, what was it?
No,
No, you're right. It's
it's the
probably
guys
wrong.
from Secondhand Lions flying that in.
Okay, so B29. One lone
Okay, there we go.
B29.
Yeah,
B29 is what it was. Excuse me. I knew it was B something, but I was wrong.
yeah. I was scared to
First time I've heard.
contradict. I was just saying biplane, and then I thought about it. It's like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
The first
let's
time I've
just
heard
throw
of a
it out the
B-52.
side.
Well, wait. Is Shrubby right? Was it a B-52 or was the episode right? Was it a B-29? Okay, it is B-29.
Yeah,
Um,
better get that right.
yeah. And so, oh, what? The government's collecting polar bear baby teeth, but it did not turn out the way they thought it would. Oh, yeah, that does sound dangerous. Bill, are they talking about New Trek? It might as well be. Oh, we're gonna go back in time and stop cursing for making bad Star Trek. Okay. But then tragically he looks at a photo of his family and then yeah, and then the bomb goes off and he's gone, and even the photo disintegrates under the fallout.
Yeah, if you're going to try to evacuate a city, you might want to go a few days before.
Mhm.
It'll take
Yeah,
at
or at
least
least
1 day to
I
convince
would say
them.
2 weeks. Yeah, I would say 2 weeks is what you need.
Yeah.
Yes. B-29 Enola Gay. Yes, thank you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Gavin says, quite factually, this is how Godzilla was made. Yes, that's actually true. And there's one piece of dialogue that I do like in the scene, even though Paul is dumb for, getting here so late. He says, this is not just a request, it's in the nature of a prayer. And the Japanese officer says, okay, I'm going to assume you have a kind of illness, and I won't put you up against the wall and shoot you. I'll give you a chance to speak to the authorities. If you get back to your country, you might remember the face of the enemy is not devoid of some compassion.
Oh.
And then Paul says, yeah, and if you're still alive, remember the same thing could be said of your enemy. He tried to save the people of Hiroshima. And so that having failed in convincing anybody, even if he did convince him, like 2 minutes before the bomb dropped, nothing would have. They didn't have time to do
Yeah.
anything. So
Yeah, that's one of the things the episode probably could have fixed real easily. To
yeah,
show a
I
quick
just,
time lapse thing to say,
Yeah.
okay, more time passed before it
Mhm.
happened.
Yeah, that would have been
yeah, some
Or
little
have one of those
montages.
spinning newspapers with the headlines to show it really did happen.
but I think that they did want sort of the impact of no pun intended, of the bomb. And so when he does sort of consider the image of his wife and daughter, or wife and son, or whatever, his family, and yeah, I think that was sort of impactful, that you do sort of get to see what he was attempting. And so I liked it. And also I do, yeah, the logistics of evacuating people within 10 minutes, not great, but
They
also
could have done a time lapse just before.
sure. Yeah. I agree.
Mhm.
I
Yeah, there are
agree.
definite ways. There are definite ways to keep the episode tight, but not make Paul look like a dummy. So low spec Linux gaming, hello,
Hey, Low Spec.
and yeah, also Scooby Pup. Hi.
Hey,
How are
Scoop.
you doing? What's going on? Everybody check out Scooby Pup's channel. She does some fun stuff. Her link is in the chat there. And Gavin warned them. Yeah, Gavin warned them about it. About Godzilla.
Gojira.
That's really what Paul should have warned them about.
Yes.
And so now we see Paul go through the smoke again every time we go to the past. We just he ends up back on the platform, back in the waiting room, and he there's smoke, and now we're in Germany during World War II.
Yes.
Hitler's making a
Before,
speech.
just before.
Yeah, I'm feeling like it's in and around that time. It's when people are getting excited about him, and
Yeah. And they didn't mind somebody speaking English just popping into existence there. You know,
yeah.
the lady's perfectly happy to talk with him and to say how great things are now.
Yeah, but at least she has a really good. She sounds really German. She can even speak German, so that part's
Yeah.
good. And we've got stock footage of
Hi,
his-
everybody. I'm here to tell you good news.
Hey, look over there.
And our profits will never be higher.
Oh my goodness. Well, and so he's got a gun, and he's gonna do that age-old classic. thing you want to do when, oh, if I went back in time, I'd kill Hitler. And so that's what he's going to do.
Well, one bit of top trivia here on this is this gun technically was a Japanese gun, a firearm that wasn't in circulation until 1942.
Oh,
So it was a model that was,
Oh,
too early for the time, and it was Japanese. Yeah, they were allied, but
not
anyway,
this
who's
time.
counting? Just a bit of trivia, that's all.
that's
sure.
good trivia. That's really good trivia. Just like the guitar
Yeah,
and
it was
Back to the
called a
Future.
Terra class, Tera.
So, Phantom Outsider says the U.S. did drop, I think, leaflets on Hiroshima and Nagasaki before we bombed them to give them a week lead time. Leaflet.
Oh, that's better than Paul.
What did he really give them a warning? We're gonna do this. Wow, I'd never heard that before.
Neither had I.
I have seen Scooby Pup streaming on YouTube, and when I check the Rumble channel, there's no stream, says Low Spec Linux Gaming.
Uh-oh.
And the site is an oval shape. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. So let's get back to that.
Yeah, apparently.
Hmm.
The LeMay leaflets were distributed before the bombing of Hiroshima.
Huh.
Wow. Thank you for
according to
looking
the
that up.
ahfnuclearmuseum.org.
So for the first time, he gets his sights all ready, and he's about to do it, but then a lady comes in. He opens the door. There's a knock on the door, and he actually, instead of ignoring her, he actually opens it. And he should have put a do not disturb sign. He's at a hotel. You're supposed to put a do not disturb thingy on the door. But he doesn't do that, so she wants to give him some tells, and she's just so super talkative and excited about their new leader, and she's just all aflutter for him. And all he had to do was go along with her and pretend like he was also excited or something, but
Yeah, he forgot the
maybe
mission.
yeah. Instead he gets into a debate with her, and I guess maybe I'm better at people avoidance because I would have succeeded in not alerting her, just not saying too much. But Paul, however, isn't so accommodating, and he says Americans are neutral, which isn't exactly true because we put him on the cover of Time magazine at one point, so there was some strangeness there with that.
Sharp-dressed man of the year.
Well, yeah, but also
And
Fabu Mustachio Man of the year. But the thing, and there are still going to be individuals who aren't necessarily fans.
Well, plus, she doesn't have the
well, I just mean
fact
America in
of
general.
after knowledge. I'm sure they're. Oh, good. Go ahead.
I'm just meaning. I'm not saying. I'm just saying that he was supposed to pretend like there was, and there's real things to draw from to pretend like America is on his side. Especially the fact that in there were the practice. America did practice eugenics back then, which was really sad. It was a more mild form of it, but it was basically sentencing people as feeble-minded, and then castrating or chemically castrating people to keep them from being able to have babies because they've determined that they're just not.
Yeah. Eugenics has always been a little bit of a thing going on in their United States.
But I guess what we were saying is at this point he could have just remembered what his mission is and just say, okay, Lee, yeah, that's cool. All right, thanks for the towels.
I fell in love with Berlin when I came here for the Olympics.
With the,
Exactly, Scott. Now you're getting it. And but instead he makes her angry and she leaves.
Yeah.
Gets the Gestapo.
Yeah, she goes to get the
Well, Paul can't
SS
pass up a
officers.
debate.
Yeah,
That's
he
true.
can't,
That's
as
true.
we
But
will see.
that's also, I think that this is something, because like when we start the episode, I was under the impression that Paul was a bit of a son of a bitch. And then when he goes and I'm like, are we actually warning the Japanese? Okay, I guess that a lot of people died. We should see if we can save as many women and children as possible. And then we get to this. And it's like, all right, I'm going to kill Adolf. And then someone's going to question me about it. And I'm going to be like, oh, just for the record, I am not on the side of the enemy. And so that for us, the audience, it's not like he's going back to sort of subvert American interests.
I suppose. I guess I was just hoping to get immersed in the story. I wasn't worried about his patriotism on the other side of the fourth wall. But
Yeah,
I
I
guess
don't
that
think
makes a little sense.
they needed to even approach that. It's just like he's there to pull off the assassination.
We already
He's just
know
going to
he's
say
not
whatever
for
he needs
war.
to just get her out of the room so he can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do want to say hello to Varda. Great to see you.
Hello.
And then Tari.
Varda.
Cool. She
Is that
plays some
Anna
games
in
on Rumble.
disguise?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because
Now they're doing
that's a Silmarillion reference there. Varda.
Oh no, it's not. That's not Anna, but that would be cool. Now they're doing that to kids every chance. Oh, that. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. That's what Scotty was referring to. Julie Evans says, "Hello everyone. This episode isn't one of my favorites, but it's okay. That's how I feel about it too. It had some decent dialogue." And Margaret Singer was a huge proponent of eliminating. Wow. I don't know a lot about that lady, but I'll look it up later.
Yeah, she was.
Was that the Planned Parenthood lady?
Yep.
Yeah.
And what
Oh,
was it?
gotcha.
Prescott Bush was on the board.
But yeah.
Like, yeah, Opera says those eugenics organizations still exist, except they've been rebranded.
Mhm.
Yeah. And they can't really kill Hitler because he's a part of real life history. Well, and in this particular universe, you can't change the past, but he's not aware of that now. So he's doing his best to do it.
I
Well,
don't
and it's
know.
also sorry.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just saying I guess what I was going to say wasn't all that worth it anyway, Scotty. So go ahead. No, I guess I was just going to point out that, there's other science fiction things where this is a common thing. You can't change the past. Of course, there's some stories where, yeah, you go into the past, it does change, and then you get the ramifications from it. That's part of the story and all that. But yeah, it's one of the main theories of at least one school of sci-fi writing is that you cannot change the past. Because if you think of it, if he does eliminate the reason why he went back to the past in the first place,
Then he would have never
you'd have a
gone into the
paradox there.
past. Yeah.
Yeah, if
And
if
there's
it
the
wasn't for the
problem.
bombing of Hiroshima or some of these other things he wants to change, he wouldn't have been as motivated to go back to the past to change them. So it would have, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
hey,
you're
you
right.
know,
You're right.
yeah, that's precisely right. Yep. That is the
Go
biggest
ahead,
problem with
Scotty.
malleable timeline.
No, from what I understand, yeah.
And
You were
But
gonna
and
say
also,
something.
but
when
in this case, it's a loop.
and when you
He's
have
always gone back to the past, and anything he's done,
Mhm.
even all of these attempts, were meant to happen,
Yeah,
and
he was
do
the
nothing.
closed circle, so they went that route. Yeah, I guess
But
they call
even
that the fatalist theory, basically. Yeah, okay, you can go back and do something in the past, but guess what? You always did that. Or as Kosh would say from Babylon 5, you've always been here.
Mhm.
but and also he's the worst assassin ever because he does a practice run,
No,
or
I
his
think it was a
or he
misfire. I think it was a
Mm.
oh
misfire on the round.
okay so he didn't just forget to load his gun. It was just a misfire.
Well,
Okay.
anytime you're going to be firing out
Mhm.
of a window like that, you want to make sure there's some CIA agents behind the grassy knoll
Yes.
so that they can hit what you miss.
Right. Yeah, you
Sorry,
need a
too
team.
soon? I don't know.
Is it too soon? Yes. Far too
Um,
soon.
Yeah, it is.
For 1963, we can't make jokes.
Well, and that's an assassination we wish didn't happen.
Well, and
And
if
plus,
if,
I
if I
don't know
were
if it were CIA agents, but
if I were a Kennedy, my mind would be
it's murky.
blown. Whatever.
hmm
Oh, calm
Well,
down.
anyway.
Have you ever seen In the Line of Fire? It's so good.
No, I haven't.
It's got Clint
But
Eastwood.
they
He
get
plays one of the Secret Service agents who was
Oh,
protecting
James
Kennedy.
Bond. Look at this.
Yeah.
he's in the sights, but like we mentioned, he misfires and he reloads again, and he's just about to do it, but the cleaning lady comes back with reinforcement. The Gestapo officers, SS officers, and they find the gun. They do speak German a little bit.
Mhm.
I didn't look to
Das
see what
ist
they said.
ich.
Achtung!
What I wonder if there's any way to know what they said. This is Arnie, Germany. That's something I never understand.
Could always try to ask
what?
AI.
Mm,
This is our new
okay.
Germany? Of course. This is after this is the entire
That's
rise of Hitler is because of the strength that he was offering to bring back to Germany after the defeat and sanctions against Germany in World War I.
Yep.
And so
Yeah.
that's why the putting Germany back on the world stage was such a rallying cry for the entire German people, whether you agreed with what the policies were or not.
And a lot of those policies, the really bad ones, came later. They weren't right away. They kind of
Yeah.
slipped them in, and then everyone by that point that you really see some of the scary stuff. You're like scared for your own life and your own family's lives that
Yeah,
people were
and
living in fear.
knowing those horrific things, Paul says this is old Germany, and that's something you'll never understand. But I was trying to see if this transcript includes the translation for what
they said.
what they said in German.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remembered that she did a good job.
No, the translation's not here. Yeah, she did. She sounded great. Not knowing German myself, but
Sounded good to me.
Sounded good to me. PG says Stephen King's JFK story is kind of similar. The past conspires to make big changes difficult. It messes up the universe.
Which I do enjoy the idea of the personification of time itself. It kind of informs to a higher power or a consciousness of the universe in past, present, and future. I do enjoy that. Hey, Daniel's Hot Topics is here.
Daniel is here. Also, Matt G is here too.
Hey, Matt G.
Hello to Matt G.
But just in response to what Daniel's Hot Topics says, and I know this is a conversation that is had widely across aficionados for time travel, but there can be a malleable timeline. It just depends on what story you're trying to tell, because you can do whatever you want, because time travel is not real.
Not yet.
Well,
but those paradoxes are something that make
maybe
it illogical to
one of these days we're going to find out.
Maybe I am from the future to dissuade anyone from actually attempting to invent it.
Oh, JFK wanted to bring disclosure to the public and tell people that we're not alone. Oh, wow. And Daniel says that's one of the reasons.
Wow.
Well, okay. And so the Big Bang Theory got it wrong. Indy made one change, blowing up the plane.
The Big Bang Theory? Like Sheldon?
Big Bang Theory? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Blowing up the plane made the Nazis go to the island. Originally, they were headed back to Berlin. Oh, I'm not 100% sure.
Drizzy Drake has me tabbed. Hello, Drizzy.
Hello.
Hope you're having a good day. And so anyway, he's screwed up. He was not able to assassinate. So we're moving on to the next timeline. Or not the next timeline, but the next travel destination of these loops, these loopy time travel adventures that are ineffective.
Yes.
The
All
Lusitania.
Yeah, the Lusitania is the next one.
Time Crusader.
When he first gets to the Lusitania, I was like, oh, is he going to try and save the Titanic? Because this captain needs a beard. But it wasn't the Titanic. I was upset about that.
The Titanic. Well, they're all war related, so this is
that's true.
This is why.
Yeah.
So,
but
he jumps in time to, like you said, the Lusitania, hoping to prevent the ship from being torpedoed.
Yes.
But once again, he shows up 5 minutes before the event.
Yeah, but also, like, he should have learned a little bit from Hiroshima just by being like, hey, I'm a crazy man who shows up on a ship and I say, change course. Well, we can't. This is wartime. Our course is very specific. No, you must. You must. No.
No.
So
Once again, he thinks, he's just seen as crazy and is not believed.
One of the lines I like is the guy is like asking him for an explanation, and he's like, well, if I told you, you wouldn't believe me. And it's like, okay, so that really reduces the crazy factor. It's like, no, I'm not going to tell you why I'm telling you to do this.
Well, the captain says, I won't deny that, but neither will I give you any assurances that'll alter the course of this ship simply on the word of one man who seems strangely reticent to say anything beyond one single wild statement. And then he threatens to lock him in his room, and there you go.
And that's it. That's
size
it.
Yeah, and then we get the torpedo.
But he is a man of science. Like, he should be able to say something.
Well, he could have basically gone back in time and visited whoever scheduled the Lusitania for its trip and appealed to them and just had them, I don't know, do something different or whatever, or send another ship backwards. I don't know, but
what year?
Or create a diversion, or just like pretend to be an enemy ship. Well, I guess that might put him in danger, but he doesn't care about putting himself in danger. So he could have distracted the Lusitania to change course.
When was Titanic? Was that 1912?
It was at the beginning of Downton Abbey.
Okay. All right. So the Lusitania is 1950.
I can look that up.
I got it.
What year was the?
And it was 1912.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, like, he could have. This is the thing that I found frustrating with his time travel shenanigans: is he could have been, sir, I survived the Titanic, and I know weathers like this, and we are experiencing the same thing that we did in that fateful night in April of 1912. He could have pulled any with his knowledge of the future that he does later and said something, but that's not that's the thing. And this is why when you get to time travel stories and it's like, oh, why didn't he do this? And it's like, because the story had to happen.
Yeah, because he had to be taught the about how the past cannot be changed, but it would have been stronger if he actually put out attempts that seemed like they could have worked.
Yeah, I think the adjustment of the Hiroshima thing would have been a good idea.
Or at least
to make it earlier than a few hours before.
But again, it's something that for the purposes of this story, it's just the first half of this episode is to prove the veracity of time travel, the impossibility of altering the past. And even if you try and change it, it isn't going to work. And then we do get that button at the end of the episode proper. but it does, like, there's a million different things that are logical leaps that could have been taken. It's like, if Nagasaki happened after Hiroshima, then he's like, okay, if you're not going to do this for Nagasaki, or if you're not going to do this for Hiroshima, then why don't you do it for Nagasaki? And then it can be like hand waved. It's like, I don't believe you about here. Why would I believe you about there? And that kind of thing. And then with the Hitler thing, I think is very well played out in terms of, I suck at shooting. And then the Lusitania is like, I was a survivor of the Titanic, and then the captain can say something like, E.J. Smith was a good friend of mine and a terrible loss. How dare you invoke his name? I will not. Take this man to his quarters, kind of thing. You could do it. You can absolutely reinforce the logic of the episode without doing, like, without just hand waving it. But again, this is weekly television. It doesn't necessarily have to be airtight or watertight, for that matter. They're dropping the big one. Oh no! Hey, the glove cleaner.
Oh no, the glove cleaner. Hello, the glove cleaner, and hello to K Nerd, who says they could have sent the USS Nimitz. And well, also Phantom Outsider has another idea. All we needed was a bat radio transmitter rigged to send out a high frequency wave to destroy the torpedo before it hit. That's another idea. If you're from the future, you can bring back technologies to the past to alter things,
which was already proven by the futuristic Japanese rifle.
Mm-hmm. Right, it was already ahead of its time. Yep. Sounds like Harvey Cthulhu is escaping. Yeah, I know. And Scooby's afraid.
Do you hear me now?
Yes, things are on the up.
We do hear you. Don't you just love technology? Yeah. I lost sound in my eardrums. I'm sorry, Gavin. I was trying to.
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we
can hear us?
But maybe you don't hear us. I don't know. I think maybe he doesn't hear us.
Well,
I don't hear anything now. If you do hear me, so I'll try to fix this real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let him know in the private chat if I can. Oh, you just did.
I was already typing. Yeah, that's a good idea. Well,
maybe Paul can go back in time and warn us.
Warn us to cover, warn us to mute Lawrence before that sound happens.
Shut up, Mr. Driscoll. We know. StreamYard and YouTube mess up all the time. We know what's going on.
Oh, no. Okay. So
he's coming back.
Okay. So once again, he's not believed. He almost gets sent to his room without a supper. And of course. So now he goes back to his own time. And I can understand this episode, since this episode is loopy and since everything's predetermined, I can understand why some people would be unsatisfied by this episode. So, because I did find a few people online who were just like, yeah, no, he just waffles about how time isn't changeable, and they're not very happy about it because it is so clinical in that regard. And I think, but I also think it's an evolution of Rod Serling's understanding of time travel. He loves time travel, and he loves, people not choosing not to go to war, and so he combined those things, and he thought, hey, let's do that. But so now we're back to his own time. He's talking to Harvey, and he's telling him about his failures.
Yes.
The past is inviolate. Whatever happened must remain as having happened. You can't change anything. And that's what Harvey says. Harvey apparently already knew this, even though he helped him with the time machine.
Hey, welcome back.
Yes, it looks like any fix to audio issues is always going to involve leaving the studio and coming back.
That makes sense. Welcome back.
Yeah, yes. Thank you.
I will be right back.
Okay, and Paul says, I believe you. I believe that it's not possible to alter the past. And it follows that because of that impossibility, there isn't anything we can do about the present or the future. And that is his he kind of feels completely hopeless now.
Yeah, and it seems like Harvey knows his stuff. So he's just not some regular assistant.
Right. He already knew that you couldn't change the past, but he was just like, okay, you're my friend. I'll let you risk your life for nothing. Because he knew it wasn't going to work.
Friends don't let friends travel in time without hope.
Yeah. And every choice you make alters the future. Yeah, exactly, Phantom Outsider. But he's so distraught about not being able to change the past. He thinks there's nothing he can do for the future, which is obviously false. But it takes the whole episode for him to figure that out, the thing that you just know implicitly, Phantom Outsider.
Well, yeah, it's like the future from our perspective right now. I mean, that's the whole point is, you live your life for the present and the future.
That's right. And well, that's why I titled it. I used a line from Mirror Mirror as my title for this live stream. One man can change the present, and that of course affects the future. And so instead of going back in time, he knows he can't change anything, so he's gonna literally live in the past.
Hmm.
That thing people tell you not to do, don't live in the
Yeah.
past. He's gonna do that, but literally.
Well, granted, a lot of times they say that they're talking about your own past,
Mm.
They're not saying going to somebody else's town in 1881.
Yeah, they do mean something different when they say it.
Yeah.
But but this is his choice. He decides to do this, and you get you get shades of A Stop at Willoughby, and you think about these other Twilight Zone episodes that are way better. And so but part of the problem with this episode was it had lots of rewrites. And the only thing that stayed the same were the sequences here in 1881. So that's why that's a more solid part of the episode and why the first half is a little weird.
Yeah.
So I suppose that was an issue. They were gonna send objects to the past, and then one time the object doesn't come back or something, and so he decides. Then, after sending all these objects, he decides to send himself. And
Yeah.
Canadian Spider-Man is here. That was one of the rewrites that never made it into the episode.
Yeah. Probably might have been a time thing. It's like, we
Okay.
don't need to do the object test. Takes
Right,
up too
that
much
makes
time.
sense. Time to put right what once went wrong. Yeah, Julie Evans, I do think of Quantum Leap during this episode, for sure. And hello to Brogu. Good to see you today. Hope you're doing well. And if you wanted to save Lincoln, all you needed to do was buy up all the tickets to the play, says Phantom Outsider. But he's the president, and so somebody would give up their seat for him.
Well,
You're still gonna
I
see
think they meant,
that's a good way to say you can't change the past, is if you actually have a solid plan like that. That is a little more exciting.
well, yeah, but I guess he's thinking more of like saving future humanity rather than the life of one person.
Mhm. Well, certain people have an effect on humanity on a
Oh,
grand
yeah.
scale.
Well, I don't know. I guess it would be imponderable to say what would have happened if Lincoln kept on living,
Mhm.
how that would have changed anything. I certainly don't think
It
he
could have.
I'm not looking upon his assassination as a good thing or anything like that. I'm not
I
saying that.
I'm not saying I'm not
I'm
saying you
just saying
are.
it like here he's trying to end wars and stuff like that.
Gavin says, "Go to the past and squish a butterfly." And
Yep.
there's an idea that if you do go into the past, and it's not a predetermined loop, that you're just creating another timeline, and so the butterfly effect just has an effect on that current timeline that you're
Oh
in.
yeah,
That
the
just depends.
alternate timelines. The
Yeah, that's
multiverse.
another way. That's another way to look at it. And so So let's go get a 5-cent beer. Yeah, who wants a 5-cent beer? This is the this
Yeah,
is
he
what we're
seemed
gonna have now.
surprised at the price. I guess it
Yeah,
was like lower than
yeah,
he expected.
yeah. It's just a nickel, just a nickel.
Yeah. Well,
And so
expect that.
he's
Inflation.
gone to enjoy that. Well, actually, he doesn't drink it at all. It's got the perfect head on it, and he just sets it on the table for that other guy to have. And Julie Evans says, "Love the original Quantum Leap. Never seen the new one, but I heard it wasn't very good." Yeah, it was actually. Yeah, it was. I heard it. I actually heard from Scotty now that he's back that the new Quantum Leap was more like a procedural than like the original show.
Yeah, it was like NCIS time travel. It wasn't my cup of tea. It wasn't the character-driven awesomeness that the original was with Sam and Al.
Yeah. And I did see a couple episodes, so I agree. So, as soon as he enters this idyllic world, his mind is still focused on the future because he sees the newspaper about Garfield going to give a speech somewhere, and he knows that he's going to be shot. So, he's disturbed, and he starts mumbling about it, and the men comfort themselves that he isn't crazy, he's just a Democrat.
More things change.
Wait. So there we are. Williams College. And so I do like this calendar. Scotty's looking all Scott Bakula today. Nice.
Yeah, that looks
Scotty
cool.
looks Scott
One,
Bakula
and then the
today.
1881 below it, all symmetrical.
Mhm.
Oh, that's too. So did President Garfield get shot on July 1st or July 2nd?
I don't remember, but September 19th is when he actually passed. After
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, now I
the
gotta find
shooting.
it when September 19th is, because I gotta make this connection. It has to be the reason that Garfield doesn't like Mondays.
Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
Hmm.
So
well, a lot
that
of people
5-cent
don't
beer
like
reminds me of when Perry told Clark Kent that apples don't cost a nickel.
Nope. No connection. No connection
But
between
you
President
know
Not
who
on
did?
Garfield.
Monday.
You
No,
know
no
who
Mondays.
does like nickels? You've got a certain video clip there, Jill, of someone
Oh,
who likes
Nichols.
nickels.
Yeah. Yeah, Nichols. All right. Let's see if I can actually find it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. I got it.
How I
I'm not
love to
subtle.
hear that old money clink, that beautiful sound of cold, hard cash. That beautiful, beautiful sound. Nickels, nickels, nickels.
5-cent beer.
Oh, that's what you can buy with those nickels. That's why she's so happy. Evil Eddie says, oh, Evil Eddie's here. Hello, Evil Eddie.
Hello.
He's saying, oh, hi. Garfield was shot on July 2nd. Poor cat. Oh.
No, not the cat, the president.
Oh.
He was kidding. I mean,
Yeah, I know. I was kidding too. I was just playing along.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Everyone
don't-
corrects
I don't-
everyone
I
on the
don't think-
internet. I was just
I
thought I'd
don't-
play
I don't-
along.
Yeah.
It was President.
I don't think anybody actually thinks.
Actually.
I don't think anybody actually thinks an orange cat was once the president and assassinated.
Trump's an orange cat.
A ginger
Well,
top.
they've attempted. Oh no. Not for lack of trying, anyway. Once again, we have a lady come in to bring him towels. So he goes to the boarding house. And once again, he has the best room. The first lady told him he had the best room. And now he also has the best room once again. And the best view.
I like the 60s boarding houses.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Spidey.
And Mrs. Chamberlain learns that he's a physicist and says, "Okay, you know what? You're gonna have to explain that to me later." And then she tells him about the rules of the house.
It's like, is the concept of a physicist so complex?
I don't think physicists
Yeah.
were a thing in 1891. Like being a
Yeah,
scientist.
there were. There were, but yeah, I guess that's true. At that time period, it might have been more of an obscure thing in academia.
Oh no, she's just an idiot.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
She
I would
doesn't.
think
She
the
hasn't
words still
taken up
work.
on her reading.
Yeah, 17th century is when we're talking about the people were like, I'm a physicist. And it's like, all right. So she's just willing to accept that she doesn't know what a physicist is. Hey, Brogu.
Yeah, but she's
Yeah.
curious, so she's like, "Tell me about it later." But I got to tell you about this important stuff now, like meeting this lovely lady. Look at her; she's really moral.
And she's
That-
very moral.
Yeah.
And so this is Abigail.
If you're
And
looking for some moral, right here it is.
I may not know what a physicist is, but I do know what a chastity belt is.
yeah, and a bit essentially, she's described as the school marm. Is that like the principal of the school?
No, school
Well, no,
marm.
it's just a school teacher, really.
Yeah.
But marm
Mm.
implies that, she's old school teacher.
So this is when I
Oh,
start
I
getting
don't know,
Back
I
to the
just-
Future Part 3 vibes, and I'm like, oh my God, Doc Brown's gonna try and save Clara.
It just feels to me like
no.
it means like she's the only teacher in the school. Like she's just
Oh yeah, that makes
I don't-
sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Oh.
think marm is one of those words that Gavin invented or something.
Anyway, he's swept away by Abigail.
She's pretty.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's delighted he doesn't have to think about the horrors of his time.
Except for that one horror that he was just introduced to moments ago.
And
He's
she's,
And he's
completely
like-
forgotten about Garfield.
I can't do anything about it.
and she's
Yeah,
eloquent.
I just have to
Her
let it happen.
elocution is perfect. So.
Yes. But I went and I looked the actress up, and apparently she's been in another she plays Shatner's wife in the machine, the future telling machine episode. And yeah.
Oh, the Native American.
No, in of the Twilight Zone.
Oh.
The one where they go to the
I'm remembering that Star Trek episode. I'm like, was that no, that was an asteroid destroyer.
yeah, she wasn't Miramani. No, but she was in another episode of the Twilight Zone, and then I was like, oh, she's great. I feel like I've seen her in something else, and I guess it was just the Twilight Zone. But apparently she married some NFL magnate. So good for her.
Well, I don't get to play this very often, so you
All right.
you've summoned this.
I love it.
And Trishan is here. Trishan, I'm friends with the Guardian of Forever, and this is utter poppycock. Well, yeah, I mean, I like Abigail, but maybe she's not Edith Keeler.
Well, but also, and that's the thing, is that she's not. I thought that this was going to. That was another thing, and I was like, "Oh no, is Edith Keeler going to have to die again?" And then
That's what I was wondering. Also,
and then
I
I completely glossed over when he reads the thing in the tale of Homeville, and I was like, "Oh no, Abigail's going to die." But no, it never says that. It just says the children. Oh,
the children are harmed. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So we're getting close to the harm of the children. We just got
Like,
to
that's
get a
all
little
right. I'll still go there.
So we've got to so he meets Abigail, and then he's just delighted. And that evening, though, he has supper. Who was talking about the supper earlier? Because now we're ready to have supper. And there's this one man, Mr. Hanford, he's completely enveloped in his xenophobia, and
Yeah.
it's extremely uncomfortable, but it is of the time, and it's strange to hear
Yeah.
someone claiming to be a patriot who doesn't even understand the history of the nation that he's pretending to love.
Oh,
Well, he
right.
wants to
Planting the
conquer
flag.
everything.
Yeah.
Plant the flag deep and high.
Yeah. But that's
And
also, I don't know. Now we're just getting into American history and such, and there is a certain like
The
manifest
manifest
destiny.
destiny. Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
And so
well,
I don't necessarily besmirch the man, and I actually do appreciate that sort of uh, a person from the future would be like, you don't know what's coming, dude.
Yeah.
And when he mentions things like the Pacific Theater and the European theater of World War One and Korea and things like that, and it is a matter of what you're asking for, what you're talking about, is something that America will actually go forth to try and defend from the evils of the world with their conquest. And so I do appreciate Paul's perspective on it, as opposed to what he refers to as dinner table conquerors or dinner table
Yeah.
generals.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean it's obviously this is the point where you're cheering for Paul, and he's like,
Yeah.
absolutely right. I mean, because the whole point here is also what about the people that are going to have to fight all these wars that you want just to conquer? It's like,
Yeah.
you're not
yeah,
being
and Paul
selective
does.
about anything here, you know?
Yeah, he really does dress him down,
Yeah.
well, and he basically does say what's gonna happen in the future, and that is a little he doesn't try to hide the fact that he's a time traveler, so if you're really paying attention, you might figure it out, and
Well,
it's something that Abigail questions later.
but I think it's almost similar to Edith Keeler's speech of "Those are the days worth living for" in City on the Edge of Forever. And also, this is sort of that pivot that occurs in Paul, where his admonishment of the 20th century at the beginning of the episode starts to change with I'm surrounded by the same warmongering fools that I was in the 20th century as I am now in the 19th. And
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
yeah. And so I do like that there is that pivot, which does draw him home and away. And he doesn't have to leave because his love is killed, which I thought was great. But this sort of thing, this is just a great argument for a lot of things where people plant a flag deep and
Mhm.
high based on their perceptions. And it's like, you know what, I understand where you're coming from, because you want to be the big man and you want to go, and everybody wants to rule the world, as Tears for Fears said. But you
Mhm.
have no idea who's going to die when that first shot is fired. You have no idea how many tears will be shed.
Yeah.
And so I do like this. Like, I didn't like Paul at the beginning of this episode, and as the episode goes on, I do appreciate his character more and more.
Set him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he learns that every time period has its problems,
But
and
here's the
I
thing,
do like the line.
this is like 25 to 30 years after the Civil War. And so it's like,
Mm.
or let's see,
But
yeah.
that's what Abigail says too.
Yeah, she lost
Yeah,
family,
she lost family in the war. And so it's
like a lot
you're
of family.
you're so quick to want to go out and say, "Hey, we've established something great here in the past 25,
Mhm.
30 years."
And this whole
Let's
argument at
spread
the
it.
dinner table is actually I think it only happens because Abigail pushes back first, and Paul carries it on, and I do like the line, Scotty's already said it in so many other words, but he says, I'm just kind of a sick idiot who's seen too many young men die because of too many old men like you who
Yeah.
fight their battles at dining room tables."
Oh yeah.
Well, and also, just to sort of uh, continue with it, it does kind of foreshadow from the 1890s the idea of that military industrial complex, because Mr. What's His Nuts is he's the financier. He's the one who wants this to happen because he thinks it's going to cause more profit or garner more profit. And so I do, you get some Serlingisms that come into these morality tales through the science fiction. And so I do appreciate, maybe it's a little heavy-handed, or maybe it's a little morally high-horsed, but I agree with it, and so it doesn't bother me.
It is,
I
but it's
appreciate,
also
yeah,
some of the best dialogue in the episode.
yeah. Well, and also Dana does a great job at delivering it as well. He's got like a Robert Preston from The Music Man, but without the twinkle in his eye. He's a much more serious, science-minded man.
Yeah, the only problem that I had with Paul Driscoll so far in the episode was just that you need to show up earlier. And then the other thing is just like, don't blame all of humanity for the actions of those.
Exactly. And also, go back in time when you had Soren in the bridge, and then you don't have to worry about
And plus,
having to fight him. And anyway, different movie.
Abigail's a great example of what he missed, is like the examples of great people, good examples of humanity. Because she basically embodies, what he believes, and she does so in a more patient, controlled, and maybe wiser way. And the impact that she has on others can't be glossed over. Because even if you're not a world leader who's deciding the fate of all these people, just a simple person in their interaction with others can make a big difference in the world.
That's right. She recognizes that the peace treaties are a positive thing to have. And so she doesn't, she's obviously sick of war, probably because of her personal experiences with it, but it's something that Paul connects to too. And Tristan in the chat says Hanford is also one of the deadliest U.S. Nuke weapons production sites. Oh, wow. Okay, so that must be on purpose then. Maybe Hanford's finances that in the future, like maybe his great grandson or something, and I don't know if it was intentional, but that's interesting.
Well, it seems like too much of a coincidence that that probably was the thinking there.
Because that's his name here. His name's Hanford. And if Garfield the cat got killed, I would riot, says Scooby. Yeah. Trishan Mendoza says movie idea, video game time loop to assassinate Keeler and break Kirk's heart to win cash. Wait, what? Okay. Interesting. City on the Edge of Forever video game? Well, if you did that, you just do a Guardian of Forever video game, and it's just a time travel game. So.
That would be, but that's also, see, if it was, I don't know, everyone, when you play a video game, you want agency. And when you're playing a video game with the Guardian of Forever, I feel like you would have to go back and change things so that they were back to normal, which is bad. So that history can move forward as intended. And so your entire the achievement of the game would be the failure of the environment. It's an interesting idea. If you could play around with it, I would play it. I would play it.
Yeah, it is. And so of course she chases him. She chases after him, Abigail. Yep. She's grateful somebody finally said something. She said that she's been listening to Hanford all these years and just
been too
having
polite.
To put up with this. Yeah, she's just too polite and just really, really glad.
And I do appreciate the way that she phrases it, because she does. It is sort of, I've got Miss Haversham's pies, and I've got Dr. Doolittle's cynicism or colonialism or whatever you want to call it. And it's just like, Abigail's all about, you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have.
And she also tells him to call her Abby. So now in this review, we will start to call her
Ooh.
Abby.
Is that moral?
Wow. She does also kiss him. Or she returns the kiss anyway.
Yes.
And then he reacts to the news here in a way that tells her that he knew what was going on. He knew about the assassination, and so now she's curious how she knew that he knew that, but he refuses to answer, except to say that he can't explain it.
And this is also like what do you think the implications are when he's like, "Oh, I love you, Abby." Not really, he doesn't say that, but it's just like,
He
"I
doesn't
love
say
you,
that, but
Abby.
he wants
I
to.
love you, Paul." And it's like, unfortunately, we can never be, because if we do anything, then there may be an extra baby.
But
Like
what he
if they
doesn't
start a
well,
family,
if they
then
did though, then the baby would have already always existed because he
Well,
always went back
yeah.
in time.
Well, we
And
find
so
that
it
out
would have been
later.
fine
It's not until he.
if he wanted to.
It's not until like a few scenes ahead from now that he realizes, oh, he had always done this.
yes.
Yes. Yeah, he had always done all the
So
things that
then
he did in
he
the
might as
past.
well have a baby.
Yeah.
It was always meant to be.
Oh, what
Right.
if it was what's his name? Harvey.
Oh, and we're gonna name him Harvey.
I wish to name him Harvey.
No, but if he had him here in the 1880s, let's say they had him waited a little bit until the 1890s, then Harvey would have been like 70 something in the 1960s.
Now I'm just rewriting the end of the episode. Don't pay attention to me.
Unless
Yeah.
he time traveled Harvey a little further. I don't know.
Well, and also she's explaining how she is helping to prepare for the 4th of July festivities. She's going to help all the
Yay.
little kids learn how to sing in tune for patriotic songs.
And then she bashes her students.
Yes.
Yeah, she said 27 flat little voices.
Well, more than that, then she goes on to other things, singing in 17 different keys and all that stuff.
27 highly individual interpretations. And then she says what she really meant to say the whole time. Who are you, Paul? And where are you from? And he says, I'm a starship captain and I stepped through a time and space portal. Wait.
Yeah.
Wrong
I'm from
episode.
Iowa.
See you, Scoob.
Yeah. I only work in outer space.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Enjoy lunch. Don't go to Taco Bell.
Yeah. Taco Bell would be a bad idea. I hope you have a better lunch than that and have fun. Yeah.
Oh, it's Taco Tuesday.
Oh, that's true. But there's better places to get
Oh,
tacos.
yeah. No, go to a real Mexican family restaurant or something.
Yes.
I wish there was something, and I don't necessarily always pay attention to the direction and the framing of shots in the Twilight Zone. Sometimes it's really good and it's striking, but I really wanted there is a moment where Abby is sitting down and Paul is standing up and she's asking, like, why can't you do this? What is going on? And there's the shadow of Paul is cast over like part of a wall, and there's a bit of a reflection in the mirror in the window. And I was like, I wish that was I wish that was more solidly on the wall so that you would be able to sort of, with visual storytelling, get the sense that Paul's presence in the past was casting a shadow not only on the past, but also in himself and imposing upon Abby. It was just a visual thing. And I was just like, just move the camera a little like this. Just go. Just go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea, Scott. Have
Yeah,
you
a
ever
little
thought
bit of a
about
shadow
directing?
on her face right there would have helped.
Something. And I just thought of it and I was just like, oh, that would be really cool. Oh, well.
They were in a hurry. They had just gotten rid of that.
As
with
always,
that thing where they were going to do a test time travel thing, sending an object.
Oh yeah, they were gonna send yeah, you were gone when I mentioned in the original script they were sending objects to the past to make sure that the objects were returnable.
Like an egg salad
And
sandwich?
Yeah, like Data.
yeah. Yeah. And there was an ashtray that didn't come back, but I don't really know where they were going with that because that wasn't in those.
How do you know that someone didn't just move it somewhere else?
Yeah. What if they
What-
went nowhere?
What is this bizarre saucer that is sitting here? What are you talking about, Paul? This is where you stub your cigarettes. He inadvertently invented the ashtray.
Yeah, that's one of the other problems. But luckily we're in a predetermined loop, so none of that can possibly happen. Yeah,
The closed
maybe,
circle.
so Paul remembers. Oh yeah, he's talking to this guy with the French horn. He's tuning his horn and he hears the children sing.
So who is that guy?
This guy?
The
I'm
guy
not
with
sure.
the horn.
Yeah, the
'Cause
French horn guy.
They're talking. It's like, how you doing, Paul? And I'm like, sorry, have we met?
They just act like they're best friends already. I don't
French
know.
horn players are friendly.
I suppose, yeah.
I've known
I'm
a
sure you
few.
know that from experience, yeah.
I wasn't sure if I had missed something, and I was like, did they meet? Were they
It's just
are-
That might have
It's
been
just
a
a
deleted
catalyst.
scene. Cut.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe there was a miss scene where they actually meet and
Yeah, if it was one of the guys from like the bar or something like that.
Yeah, that would have been better. Like if it had been the bartender or something.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Although he'd probably be tending the bar instead of playing French horn for Independent.
But
Hey.
the purpose.
People get the day off.
Well, maybe he has a hobby and he wanted to lend.
Yeah, okay.
Well, no, but it's 1891, so usually if you're the innkeeper or the tavern keeper, then you're there 24/7. Hey, Miss Martin Muses.
Yeah, especially on a holiday. Well, a holiday that's kind of like a national pride thing. A religious holiday, then maybe not.
Yeah, I think people back then had hobbies and did different things. That's why Emerson had
Sure.
the self-reliance essay where he said, if you learn different trades, you can be a jack of all trades rather than just knowing one thing. Anyway,
Be a
the whole point
Leonardo.
of this scene, the only point of the scene is to remind Paul that he read something. He read something in a book about the school. And that the school is going to burn down. So he goes back and he figures that out. Oh no.
Oh,
The site
no.
of the site of the Homeville National Bank was formerly occupied by a school building built in 1823, which is just very, very specific. That it specifically knows the precise time that the fire goes off at 2:00 in the afternoon, injuring 12 children who are rehearsing for the July 4th celebration. It's just an intense amount of detail for an event.
But it is tied into, I think it's the courthouse. Is that the courthouse is where the school formerly was before the tragic fire that took the lives of such and such a children. So it is part of the town's history. So it does make sense that it would be in the sort of the history of Homeville.
Yeah. Oh, you'd think a tragic event like that definitely would be.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah, but he glossed over it, I guess, the first time he read it because he brought this history book with him.
Yeah, that's one thing I was asking Liza when we were watching this. It's just like, didn't he know this? Because he was looking for like his perfect utopia to live in and go and be happy with no problems.
And somebody Somebody said this already, so I'm just reiterating in the chat. And it was just like, all right, I want to go to Homeville 2 days before the assassination or the attempted assassination of President Garfield and the horrific fire at the school. That's where I want to live.
Mhm.
Kind of like Captain Picard going back and like, I want to go back 7 seconds before I was gone from this Viridian 3.
Exactly. And yeah, and he says, I can't do anything. I can't say anything. Can't even warn anyone. Everything has to happen the way it's supposed to happen. And so he thinks he has to be careful to not change anything because of the butterfly effect, because this is what Harvey was telling him earlier, even though that contradicts what they were saying earlier about how
Yeah.
you can't change the past.
Yeah, that's the whole
If you
thing.
can't
You
change the
can't
past,
change the
then
past was what they discovered so far. Now it's like, oh no, you better not try to change the past because then I don't know.
Yeah.
That's one
Yeah,
thing
that contradicted, yeah.
Uh,
Contradictory time travel rules. Those don't mesh.
well, they would
Go ahead.
because basically because what they did is, after his first 3 attempts, they pretty much concluded, no, you can't alter the past. And Harvey said, yeah, I knew that all along. And then now he's saying, okay, but you better not alter the past because you may succeed in doing something, and it's like, wait a minute, I thought you could. So.
Oh. What you're saying, Scott?
Well, well, before I say my little ditty, I do want to highlight Canadian Spider-Man in the chat says, what the bloody hell, YouTube? You deleted my comment in chat promoting Jill's channel, encouraging people to become members. Wow. Someone get me the address of their CEO. If you could get the address of the CEO, I'm pretty sure that's not a human either. That's a bot.
It's Gemini.
It is.
Yeah. I'm not going to accuse Neil of being a robot, although he did accuse me of that. But anyway, Tristan
Robot.
says French horn guy looks like one of my lawyers. And okay. I didn't know you had several lawyers. That's amazing.
Who does?
YouTube is boob. Tristan.
Oh. That's some
And then
stuff there.
And then Spidey does say, consider becoming a member of the channel. Jill's remonetized. And becoming a channel member is a great way to support Jill's work. Emojis. Yeah, that's true. There are emojis. And lots of other things. Also, a membership stream on the 5th of August.
Yes.
First one back.
That's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm. And so... yeah, and then he looks at the paper and he resigns himself to the fact that Garfield will die. So we're back to that. We're back to talking about Garfield because he's because Abby has hope because they say, oh well, everybody's praying for him, and that he's still his condition is still being looked after. But Paul knows he's going to die on the 19th of September.
Yeah, what's the matter? Come on, let's lay a couple of bets. Let's win some money on this.
What was it?
Yeah, he essentially has, knowing history, he has the sports almanac, essentially.
Was it an infection? Because I don't remember that too well. What, probably. I know it's related to the
I'm not. Yeah. I do not
because it was
know.
like a 2-month or a 2.5 month, ordeal.
Convalescence, at least.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Isn't there another miniseries or movie in the same vein as John Adams? I've been seeing something with Michael Shannon as Garfield, and then it's Ron Swanson, I forget the actor's name, from Parks and Rec, and he plays Chester A. Arthur as the vice president and how he's thrust into. Anyway, it's a fascinating. I've been seeing clips of it on YouTube, and it's interesting.
Yeah, Garfield was shot on July 2nd, and then I'm trying to see, didn't pass away until September 19th. An amazing 80 days later.
Yeah, so that's
That's an
why the question
amazing 80
was
days
what he
there,
did.
Gemini.
Like he survived the attempt for 80 days. So really, what actually took him out in the end is a question. I don't know the answer.
I'm working on it. I'm reading
Tommy
right
and the
now.
Guinea Pig Collective. Hello.
Hey, Tommy. And your
Good to see
collective.
you. And
Yeah.
of course, we're continuing on with the joke. Garfield does not need to die. Just give him some lasagna.
This is
instead.
true.
Yeah,
Was
it's
it
a
true?
systemic infection.
Yes.
Slow sepsis, basically.
So let's get to the snake oil salesman. 'cause
Okay,
that
so-
part's fun.
Yes.
There's finally some action in this episode, which is
Gonna get some steak oil.
we were waiting for that. And oh hey, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss Martin Muses, 99 cents. It's I think I need to hold it under the light of the moon. I think it's written by elves. And
Greatly
and me and
appreciated.
Matt to read it. But yeah, thank you so much. 99 cents. Awesome. This entire episode is time travel blue ball, says PG. Yeah.
I think
That's
it's
what a lot of people say online. But that's the best way anybody's ever put it.
I kind of feel that this episode is sort of like redirecting a river. You can't, like, this is one of those things where immutable history, like this is something that no man, even with technology, has the ability to go back, and that does sort of give it the consciousness of the galaxy through time and space. And I liked this episode a heck of a lot more, and just because it did send me on a journey of not only character development, but also it's the time travel mechanics, the wish fulfillment of people who want to go and change things, and then accepting what you want to change, or that you can't change anything, and then going back and say, I will live in a peaceful oasis where I will never have to deal with such things again. And then you get back there and you find out that it sucks. And then when you do have the ability to change something for the better, and it's like, oh shit, that didn't work. So I don't think this is blue balls. I think this is actually really, really, this is great, in my opinion.
Welcome to life on Earth.
Yeah. Even through a fictional prism, it is something where it's like, be satisfied with the things that you can change, and don't be discouraged by the things that you can't. And then there is a little bit of a twist when it happens with the snake oil salesman. And I do appreciate that the villain of the piece is the snake oil salesman, because it's almost common vernacular nowadays that someone with a quick fix to something that doesn't exist, and B, won't fix it quickly or at all. And then it's like, okay, seriously, I just cannot sit back and let this fly. And then that's the thing. It's like, no, they have to learn this for themselves, or else humanity never will. Jill.
Right. And so many people, it's 25 cents. He's charging 25 cents for this fix for all these ailments.
That's 5
That's
beers.
like 5 beers.
Yeah. it's 5 beers.
5 Lucy appointments.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Gavin, for the $1.50, £1.50 super sticker of a peach.
I warned
And
you.
that's great.
Hot diggity.
I'm going to play this.
I've been acting for 35 years. 135 credits on IMDb. I was in a long-running series. You might remember it. Star Trek. But all I'm known for is combing the desert and saying, we ain't found shit.
That's exactly what Scotty was just talking about. We need to resign ourselves to that.
Yeah. I'd be happy to be the guy from Spaceballs.
And Tristan's just he's going along with Snortapoopus here. President Garfield died from eating too much lasagna. Oh my god. Being fat. It hasn't stopped being funny, so I can't really be mad.
Does that make the assassin Nermal or Odie?
Yeah, like
Mm.
an
Probably
80-day
Nermal.
death.
I
Oh,
always
boy.
thought Normal was a girl, but it's just a baby boy cat. That's a always
Yeah, a cuter.
yeah, cuter than Garfield, yeah.
Yeah,
So he can get away with everything.
that's why I want to see
Humans
the sequel, Nermal Strikes Back, where Nermal gets a debilitating heroin addiction and starts, stabbing people in the back alleys for money. It'd be great.
You're having
yeah,
a good
yeah,
week,
you know,
Scotty, so
your
far.
your cute looks don't last forever.
You
Humans
kindle
are
hope in the
incorrigible,
hearts of humanity.
regardless.
No, but I know how you feel, man.
The past is a foreign country, and the farther back you go, the more foreign it is. People who want to live in the past too much and don't know what they're really getting into.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yes. There's
Yes, I mean, even back here in the late 1800s, I mean, how many toilets do they have there?
Yeah.
I mean, with flush toilets, the kind you can use at 2 a.m. when you need to.
That's
go.
true. That would be my biggest problem with living in the 1800s is not having a flush toilet. That's exactly where my mind went to.
Well, it's like that the movie Midnight in Paris, and Owen Wilson's character wants to go back to the 1920s when writers were writers and they had freedom and they weren't distracted by modern technologies. And then he goes back and he meets like Ernest Hemingway and F. Scott Fitzgerald and then they're like, oh, if only we could live 100 years before this, because that's when writers were writers and they could do things and they weren't censored because it was all just original printing presses. And he's like, no, this is the good part. This is the good part. And they were like, no, this part sucks. And so it is that sort of nostalgia and reminiscence for days gone by. But whenever you go back to those times, it's like people who go back to say, oh no, the 1980s or the 1970s were the best. And it's like, oh yeah, you want Nixon, you want Vietnam, you want AIDS, you want crack. It's like, we didn't start the fire. It's always
been burning since the world.
Yeah, everybody always has their own idea of what the good old days are.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, and we look back at our own lives. Yeah.
Mhm.
One thing there is like in the 90s, I was in my 20s. Actually, if I was in my 20s today, I'd
Okay,
be feeling probably a lot better than I do now.
I just thought he was younger.
Oh. Well, thank
So
you. Actually, that's good.
Tristan says this is a good picture for the toilet talk that we were having. And well, this is our snake oil salesman, and he's getting to work selling useless goo to gullible people.
Yes.
And
Alternative elixir.
the second he hangs up that lantern, we know he's the troublemaker. Or actually Paul is actually the troublemaker, because can you really blame the snake oil salesman for fighting with him? Because Paul is trying to detach his horses from his carriage.
But this is also like a storytelling nitpick that anybody could possibly have. It's like, oh yeah, it's a daytime snake oil salesman. Do you need a lantern? What's the purpose?
Because he's doing the Diogenes thing. This is the second time in 3 days the Diogenes references come up. Diogenes with his lamp, the Greek
story. I think it's just a mechanic.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yes.
Not really, because I don't know the original myth or story at all. I guess I could look it up. But no, just 2 days ago when we were doing Babylon 5, Mr. Sebastian, who the Vorlons kept alive from back when he was, I'll spoil it, was Jack the Ripper. But anyway, was looking for someone who was honest and would do what was it, like sacrifice themselves for the world, but not for fame or anything like that, but because they really meant it. And so that's what he was there as an inquisitor about that, looking for those people. And he said to Delenn and Sheridan at the end, like Diogenes with his lamp. I have found the right people at the right time in the right place. And so this guy is saying it again here, just like a couple days later. I'm like, damn, this Diogenes thing's cool. But I wish I could reference it right now, but I didn't look it up.
Nice. No, that's
Story.
perfectly right.
That was a good
Great.
paraphrase. That was good.
Yeah. I like it.
Brogu's out, so it's good.
Grogu's
Thank
got to
you.
go. Bye bye,
Yeah.
Grogu.
Although I could really look it up real quick.
He
but-
says, enjoy the rest of the stream and enjoy the rest of your week. This is the way. Bye.
See ya.
Yeah, see you soon.
Oddly enough, this gentleman here on screen, that is Patrick Stewart. And he was the same age in 1963 as he is today.
Yes, I believe that's true. Yep. Not
That's,
questioning it.
Or maybe
they
Nigel
plucked him
Terry,
out of
I don't know.
1963 so that he could play Ebenezer Scrooge in 1994.
Well, technically, he played all the characters if you listen to his audiobook for the Christmas story.
Oh.
I try and avoid Patrick Stewart. Love Jean-Luc Picard. Avoid Patrick Stewart.
Yeah. Doing the voices of everybody.
So obviously, Paul wants to stop the school from being burned down. So, in a desperate
him.
attempt to do this, Paul asks the salesman to unhitch his horses, which he's like, no, that's my carriage. I'm not going to unhitch my horses.
Yeah.
And they get into an altercation, causing the very problem that Paul was trying to prevent.
And
the lantern flies off and catches the skull on fire.
Here's how I'm going to rewrite this episode just a little bit more. Is I wish that the snake oil salesman did his thing, and Paul was like, "You don't understand. You have to unhitch your horses. You have to unhitch your horses." And then he says, "Fine, forget it." And then he walks around to the back and he grabs the lantern and throws it, but then it hits like, because they're rehearsing 4th of July stuff, and then there's like a wagon or there's a couple of horses or whatever. There's something where he does something, because it's just, I don't know. I think that you don't have to unhitch the horses. Just get rid of the lantern.
No, yeah,
and I
right.
wish he had got rid of the lantern in a way that he wasn't thinking. He's like, I'll get rid of this and it'll be fine, and then he makes it worse.
All you have to do is turn it off. You just snuff it out.
Yeah. Well, no, but for the sake of the story and to be able to, go back to the book, like the book that he read, he does something that is just like, oh, you're the one who fucked it up. But that's what we get anyway. I guess I'm just making it more convoluted.
But no, that would have. It does make more sense to go after the lantern than the horses.
But
so
Jill,
Paul does always take the most complicated. What he does is more complicated than what you say.
Jill,
yes?
You put your finger right on it. The whole story about Diogenes with his lamp. He was a philosopher that kind of focused on cynicism, and his whole point of like when he would walk around with his lamp lit during the daytime was he would say to people, "I'm looking for an honest man." It just basically cynically saying that. You know what I mean? It's just
interesting. Okay.
So yeah,
so
it makes you think about it.
That's what lighting. Maybe that's why he lights the lantern in the middle of the day.
Yeah, because that's what that story's about. It's a guy that actually lived. Diogenes lived from 421 to 3 something BC.
And the salesman expected everybody to understand his meaning. And so lighting it meant, oh, I'm an honest salesman.
Yep.
Oh, what is it? And when Doc Holliday and Johnny Ringo in Tombstone, and they start speaking Latin to each other, and then Doc Holliday is like, "Oh, he's an educated man. Now I'm sure of it. I hate him."
Don't hate me.
No, not you. I mean, I'm talking about
looked it up. I'm not that educated.
I'm talking about snaky salesman here. That's
okay. You're still a snake oil salesman.
Excuse me for just 1 second. I have to hit the water closet.
So Paul causes the fire.
Mm-hmm. You did it.
Yeah, he did it. And
You always done it. It was you all along.
and so it just says that the school children were harmed, not that they died. So I'm gonna assume that they
Yeah,
all lived.
hopefully. Yeah.
They all lived. The school teacher lived, so Abigail is okay. So I'm assuming that all the children just, they were rushed
Yeah,
to the
we can
hospital and
get
all of their wounds were repaired and they all look fine.
yeah, no serious burn wounds.
Yeah. And I get to do this because they don't show us any of the children, thankfully.
We get to
And
make sure.
Abby wants to know how Paul knew about the fire. And Paul he just says, I can't, I can't be here anymore. I can't even touch you. Uh and because the past is inviolate. The past
No,
is sacred.
you can,
It belongs
because you've done
to
it
those
all
who live
along.
in it. Yeah, I know. He's wrong, but this is his speech, okay?
I have always touched you.
Yeah. He had always kissed her. He had always uh sent her on uh you know overthinking
On
rampage because like
moral,
he kisses her and then he's like, oh, I can't be with you, but I'm kissing you and I can't be with you, but it's just messing with her mind, and
yeah,
he could have
he's a
just
complicated
went
man.
ahead and had babies.
Yeah, he's a complicated man.
um he decides the past is not for interlopers. But he's always been there. He always went to the past.
Yeah.
So, anyway, sometimes this episode forgets it's a loop.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's like the second time where the approach they were taking with time travel and the conclusion they came up with, they kind of like ignored and went a different direction.
Yeah. Tristan says, I need to see Dark seasons 1 to 3. It will blow all of your minds. Oh, okay. Oh, he also says, looks like we got ourselves a reader. Bill Hicks at a Waffle House.
Ah, we were at the Waffle House yesterday.
And Paul says, I couldn't live in a world menaced by a bomb, and I find out now that it doesn't make any difference if it's a world or 12 children burned in a fire. Well, okay, yeah. You're always going to there's always going to be bad things happening, Paul. Yes, that's true.
It's good that you've had a few people in Rumble today.
Oh yeah, definitely. Good to see folks visiting Rumble,
Yeah, the
definitely. I've
more
got my
unique chatters that we get in Rumble over a month, the
yeah.
closer Jill can get to like.
Oh, I got well, just to tell you, I already reached my goal.
Oh,
I
good.
did it. Hooray! With 10 days to spare.
All right.
So we're good. We're good. We're good with the unique chatters for this month. But
How
in
about
10 days
the
we'll
hours,
ask for
watch
more.
hours?
Watch
Still need
hours
that?
are okay too.
Okay,
I need
good.
about 90 watch hours left and I should be able
That's
to get those.
doable.
Yep. So then of course he says I've overstayed my welcome because he's not as good at Harvey about time travel. So
I'm going to send my assistant Harvey back to meet you.
yeah.
You'll like
Yeah,
him.
Harvey's gonna enjoy the time machine way more. And so he kisses her one last time and leaves forever.
Yeah,
And
Harvey's going to visit her in the past and say, "Hey, lady, would you like to see 2026?"
and Paul says that he tried to change something, but then he caused it. And Harvey wants to know where he's going now. He's going to stay here in the 20th century where I belong. And that's what I've learned, Harvey, to leave the yesterdays alone, to do something about the tomorrows. They're the ones that count. The tomorrows. God, let there be tomorrows. It's his final prayer of the episode. And we can remove that.
Very cool.
That's the episode. And so Paul, he kept trying to fix history, finding out that he can't change the past. So he decided to live in the past. And then, decided that he couldn't stay in the past because he couldn't change the past. Wait,
But he did. Well, he didn't change it. It's just he was always there, and I don't
he
know
was
what his.
he was always he had always gone to the past, so he could have stayed
I
in the
think
past. He
Paul is
didn't
just
have to go
destined to
back
be.
home.
I
He's
think Paul
really
is just destined to
confused.
be upset with himself and life for the rest of.
He's very confused with himself. He doesn't understand that he could have stayed where he was. Uh-oh, hold on just a moment.
Okay, folks. Yeah, I just realized maybe I should say something since I'm the only one here. Hi, how are you? But I was just
Yeah.
sitting here
Yeah, I'm sorry
content
about that.
and
I'm sorry, I
comfortable
had
with
to.
this. No, don't worry. I just realized I should know better. I'm just sitting here like, yeah. And it didn't occur to me that there's people
Yeah, I had to
watching.
talk to my daughter, and so I had to step away. So, but don't worry, I'll cut it out
A
later.
little dead air won't hurt anyone.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, it could, which is why I'll cut it out later. Um, so
Oh man.
yeah. So since he can't change the past, he's now dedicating himself to improving the future. And hopefully he's better at that than he was at trying to change the past.
Yep.
The Wayfair Project says Paul should have brought Abby to the 60s. She would have appreciated the flush toilets. Yeah, I think that's right. She would have. Yeah. There's nothing he could do wrong because he can't. Yeah, everything's predetermined, and that's a great idea.
Well,
Hey, hello to Tony. Tony is here.
yep.
Tony Stark of Iron.
Wait.
Hold on. What's going on? Oh,
Jill Notes came in to announce Tony.
yeah. Jonas says, telling people to follow him on Twitch and Rumble and also YouTube because that's a good place for advertising stuff. And so yeah, that's the episode. It's closing narration time, and Scotty's not here to read his closing narration.
Oh, well, I don't see well, so I'd be stuttering through it. But
All right.
it was a good closing narration. Very
Yeah, I guess
poetic.
I have to read it then. Oh, there he is.
No, I got it.
Oh
You got
yeah.
it? You know where it is?
I should be able to find it. And are you going to put it in the private chat?
Yeah, I can put it in the private chat. That'll be easier for you.
Sorry to.
Well, you got back just in time. 'Cause I was just about to read it myself.
All right. This is tough. I don't think I'm going to do it well. All right. Incident on a July afternoon, 1881. A man named Driscoll who came and went and in the process learned a simple lesson, perhaps best said by a poet named Lathbury, who wrote, "Children of yesterday, heirs of tomorrow, what are you weaving? Labor and sorrow? Look to your looms again, faster and faster fly the great shuttles prepared by the master. Life's in the loom, room for it, room. Tonight's tale of clocks and calendars in the Twilight Zone."
Yes, the
Very well done.
tapestry.
Well, it's the cadence of the thing. I don't do poetry very well.
No, you did
I
a
thought
great
it was
job.
fine.
It's great.
And yeah, that's the episode. So he had Rod Serling had this idea for the episode back in 1958, and this time he had first called it "You Must Go Home Again," and he wrote a one-page synopsis on it where
Oh,
the time is a distant future where Earth. Uh, I'm taking this from the Graham's Junior Martin book. Earth was wrecked by war, turmoil, and misery. A decorated soldier of his time, recovering from his wounds, is called by his superior officer, and he's been given a month to relax and recuperate in any way he desires. And he's been experimenting with time travel, and he decides he wants. Does he want to go to see the pyramids being built or see Helen of Troy? So the young officer instead decides to visit the 1800s, just like in this episode. And so he spends time there and then he finds a stranger. The laughing, gentle residents welcome him in his guise as a stranger from another state. As the days go by, he discovers he's useful to the community because he ends up curing chicken pox, fixing the lights. I think I kind of like this episode better, and offering wonderful new inventions. So, and then
Yeah, it certainly fills one with more hope.
and towards the end of his fourth week, another stranger greets him in his room and tells him it's time to go back. And then he's like, okay, I will go back. And then he changes his mind and doesn't go back. And so that's how this episode differs from the original
Very different.
synopsis, is that he stays in the past.
And that, I think that there's a lot of potential in that, but again, it's the Twilight Zone. And so it can't be 100%. Well, I guess there have been 100% happy ones. Like when Art Carney is Santa and everybody rallies around. There have been heartwarming, positive episodes that aren't
Robert
veiled.
Duvall got his baby doll.
Yeah, but he was also trapped in a dollhouse for the rest of eternity, no matter how happy he was.
That's where he wanted to be.
I get it, but there's something that I've learned recently is that when you sequester yourself away from all of the discomfort and anxiety of modern life, you find yourself shut off from the wonders of growth, of discovery. And so I feel like the best episodes, I like the ones that are happy. I want the ones where there's a glimmer of hope and then something happens and it's like, you can change things for the rest of the world to be in a happier place, but it may just be your undoing in the Twilight Zone kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
because
you
it was
go
happy for Robert, but his family all are mourning him. They're searching the globe room. They'll never find him.
Yeah. And so, like, I think that
Well, they get to have the enjoyment of searching the world.
The never-ending endeavor of searching for a person who they will never find. It's I just think I do appreciate this just because it is a sort of a morality tale about you can't change the past, and even when you decide to let the past go, there will be repercussions in some form or another. Your bliss will fall away and you'll realize that the struggle is what makes us human, and it is a benefit.
It's like life is, even after you've learned your lesson, life's going to give you another swift kick in the ass while you're on the ground.
a world, hey, I've made that jump 1,000 times. I was scared to death each time, and not this time because it wasn't real. And so there is something I do like that self-discovery, and it doesn't necessarily have to end with the demise or the comeuppance, but it is something where in this instance, Paul Driscoll does realize I can't change the past and I can't live in the past. I may as well push forward with the knowledge that the future is still there, kind of thing. And I like that story. I like that kind of story. And this is an interesting way to put it, especially because of the two halves of the episode where it's like, I will be a savior of now in the past. And then it's like, no, I will hide in the past so I don't have to deal with the pain. And then it's like, okay, I just got to live my life, yo. What's going on, Harvey?
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. That is how the episode ends. And that's precisely what we've been talking about. And there's no time like the present is the actual cliche that the episode's riffing off of. And so that's the Twilight Zone for today. Trishan in the chat says, I like self-discovering of hanging out in nature. People are idiocracy.
Idiocracy. Members of the
Although I've been wanting to review that one.
Which one?
Idiocracy?
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Next time I find it, I'm going to buy it.
But I mean, this was also, it was a good episode, but it also did kind of come from other episodes. And And
No, there was
not
just a
just
couple fixes here and there, just like when they
Mhm.
kind of conclude something about how time travel works, then they do something different as if they didn't come to that conclusion. That happened twice. That was the only thing that was like a logical inconsistency where they were inconsistent with what they just discovered. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But
Right.
other than
Right,
that,
right, right.
pretty
Like
good
worrying about the
episode.
butterfly effect when you're in a predetermined loop.
Yeah. We're not in that kind of sci-fi time travel episode.
Mhm.
That's going to be the name of my short story, The Caterpillar Effect.
Mm.
Well, there you
Yeah.
are. And now I'll also read the preview for next week's story. Next
Oh,
time
great.
on the Twilight Zone, we take a page out of a book on the space age and we project just a couple of degrees as to what conceivably might happen to an astronaut if suddenly and inexplicably in the middle of an orbit he disappears. Our story tells you how, why, and where. It stars Steve Forrest. It's called The
Dana
Parallel.
Andrews' brother.
I'm looking forward to it. It looks interesting. Although it kind of looks No, I'm not gonna speculate because I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it either. Tristan says at least it isn't the human centipede effect, Scotty. Yeah, no, oh my
No.
goodness. That would
Yeah,
be
no,
horrible.
don't answer those ads on Craigslist.
No, yeah. Oh my god. And always read the terms of service.
Yes.
Tristan says that he's in subspace. Oh. Oh, yeah. There are Star Trek episodes like this, definitely. And with was it Ensign Rowe and Geordi? And Data
Oh
thinks
yeah,
Geordi's dead.
What was that one called? I love that episode.
It was a good one.
But yeah,
And
I don't want to usurp. I just want to do the typical thing that Jill doesn't like to do. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share the stream if and Franco Walker wasn't here, I don't think, and so he would always say, if you have the opportunity, comment after the stream is done. And this Friday, Jill, what are we going to be talking about?
this Friday, we're going to be talking about George Takei, who, of course, played Sulu, and we're going to explore his life and career and everything we can find out and enjoy and have just a great time, which is a great first Friday for me to come back to, and I'm gonna have some fun.
And if you do want to support the channel, the best way is again hitting like, but you can hit up the Patreon. You can become a member. You can please check out the Rumble side because we're on the Yodeler from Family Feud. We're doing that every month to try and get unique chatters, and so we appreciate your attention over on the Rumble side.
That's absolutely true. Although this month we have achieved our goal and we did not fall off of the mountain. And so we've got 81 unique chatters. So that's a few more than 75. And so I'm pretty grateful for that. Thanks to everybody who on the Rumble who had visited my Rumble chat. And right now, speaking of Rumble, I'm looking for somebody to raid. Let's see. I'm gonna
While
tab
you
out a
search
couple of
that,
choices.
I just want to let everybody else, there is still the Patreon. While we were in the gulag of ostracization from YouTube, there is a Patreon, and you can help support the channel there. And Saturday night, what are you doing on Saturday night, Jill?
Saturday, actually, I'm not sure. We got to talk about it.
All right, we're still figuring that out. There'll be a staff meeting, maybe, maybe in Rumble, maybe in Patreon, maybe in we'll do a poll in the YouTube community posts. We don't know.
So, you know what? Well, let's see. What are we doing over here?
Is Madman with a
Well,
show?
we're gonna
doing
play a
something?
game, obviously.
Yes.
Ma-
Saturday night is
Madman.
game night.
Is he?
I thought I saw something.
Oh, you're right. He is. Okay.
So
why
that's not a bad idea.
Okay, let's see. He's got Hollywood has forgotten how to make epic movies. All right, that's an interesting conversation. Okay, let's do that.
Great.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have to get out
Saturday
of
is
these
a
wet
fun
things
night.
and into a dry martini.
Okay, so
Wet things.
that's okay. So that's the raid is set up. Actually,
Tim.
He's also on Tim. But even though I am rating Q2 cast, go check over to the Stark of Iron channel on Rumble. Also, he needs a lot of unique chatters. He needs another 7. Wait, let me see. He needs about 22 more unique chatters. So go surprise him over there with a few chats if you haven't this month said something to him. Yeah, he's over there on Rumble trying to climb up the mountain also.
And FKHC 2005, friend of the channel, Tim, says in the chat, a gay night? Well, I can only respond to this way. You'll have a yabba dabba do time, a dabba do time. You'll have a gay old time.
It'll be a deep dive into George Takei.
Balls deep. I had to. Damn it.
That was a good one. No, you're okay. Yeah, I approve of this. And
so does George.
We'll see you next time. Yeah, we'll see you. That's gonna be fun. Well, as Tristan says, oh my.
Learn all that is learnable.
So I hope you learned something today.
And the ways our differences combine to create meaning and beauty.
I enjoy hearing what you have to say, so leave me a comment.
It has always been easier to destroy than to create.
So let's continue creating conversations and ideas.
May we together become greater than the sum of both of us.
Share out the stream to bring more here. Bye for now. See you next time.
Well, now you have something new to think about. Carry on.
All right, move along. Done. Stop it. Get off of the things. Go outside. Get some food. It's like, it's a time of day where you live. Go do something. Shut up, Snoopy. I don't care. You smoke too much. Let's go. Let's go adventure. Let's go explore.
I forgot to let Lawrence say what he's doing on his channel this week.
I just squeezed one there in the end there in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, Wednesday, tomorrow we're doing our part 3 of Dragonheart 1996 with Dennis Quaid. And of course, the voice of Draco is Sean Connery and Dina Myers in that. We've been having a great time doing that and talking about some British recipes. And then on Sunday, Babylon 5, the end of season 2 arrives. Forget the name of the episode, but it is the conclusion of season 2 where basically, yes, the Centauri get a little upset, but then we find out that the Earth Alliance, oh no, they're aligning with the Centauri. Ugh, you're going to have to be there, folks. And more British.
Well, that sounds riveting. All right. So we'll
and also subscribe to or check out Cinema Gulp. They reviewed the Odyssey. Check out the Phantasmagorium. They reviewed the Odyssey. Go check out Theta of the Grid. And
let me guess.
No, I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not going to say that. And then also Crazy Horse and Alice. And
Crazy Horse and Alice. They always have so much fun. So
I'm forgetting people again. Obviously, Tony.
Well, there's so many.
Wayfarer and yeah.
Tim just arrived. He wants us to start over.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Cue the intro.
You could actually just press rewind and play at the same time.
Yeah. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
But if he's the devil, how do you keep him locked up?
With the staff for truth. The one barrier he cannot pass.